we're going to talk a lot about what we saw over the last couple of days. I want to talk about the Rockets and the Warriors series, which is not going the Rockets' way. The Lakers not going their way either against Minnesota. And we're going to talk about the really tough injury to Damian Lillard, his season over in Milwaukee, and their future now maybe in a lot more flux than it was a couple of days ago. But I guess let's start, Rachel, with the Rockets and Warriors. Rockets take a 3-1 series lead after sweeping both games in the Bay Area. Impressive performance in Game 4 by Jimmy Butler, who is living up to his moniker of Playoff Jimmy. Tremendous second half for Golden State. Made big shots, pulled down a big rebound. Draymond Green got a big defensive stop. I mean, that was just vintage Golden State in Game 4. Whereas with Houston, they got production out of Alperen Sengun. Steven Adams playing a lot of minutes alongside Sengun worked for them. Amen Thompson played pretty well, but once again, Jalen Green no-showed. They didn't make free throws. So I'm going to frame the question like this. In this series, are you more impressed with what you've seen from Golden State, or are you more disappointed in what you've seen from Houston?
Oh, I'm way more impressed with what I've seen from Golden State. Houston, I mean, we never want to use just happy to be there. And by the way, I would never call an Ime Udoka team just happy to be anywhere, because that is not how he runs his teams. But we knew that this was a little bit of a trial balloon for this franchise. How well can this team play in the crucible of the playoffs? And by the way, we said it for the entire 2 months going into these Western Conference playoff games. This side of the bracket was such a mess that there was a lot of luck here on who you're going to get, right? And that will depend on whether you last 1 round or 2 rounds. I think it's true for most of the teams in the West. So I don't think we can judge results. If the Rockets lose here, I don't think you can say, man, that they flubbed out of the playoffs, didn't earn their seed. That was a disaster. You just wouldn't say that about a team this young playing a Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Warriors team that probably shouldn't have been in the 7th seed that they were at, because they were not this iteration of the team for most of the 2/3 of the season. So for me, this is exactly what we thought the Rockets would be doing. This is why, frankly, a lot of teams under their breath would say, gee, we kind of hope we end up seeing the Rockets in the first round, because this is a team that is not ready to win a title. And I know it, and you know it, and everyone in that franchise knows it. So there's no way to be disappointed with Houston. In fact, this is just kind of pointing out things that they should do this summer. And I watched the Rockets in this game, Chris, and I thought that they actually grew a little bit in this game. We saw them doing things we didn't see them do in the first few games. So this is a great experience for them. That being said, this is the Golden State Warriors series to win or lose, and they are actively winning it right now. We had an all-time performance from Steph the other night. He might not have been as loud in the stat sheet last night, but he still made some exceptional plays that showed you this is his team. Jimmy Butler coming back from injury. Everyone has said all the words in the last 24 hours. We can echo them. I thought that rebound he got toward the end of the game, that was the most valuable play that he contributed all the way around. And obviously it was because of where it was in terms of the gameplay, but that explains to you who Jimmy Butler is. And that he went up and got that rebound over Steven Adams and also drew the foul, which, by the way, what is a foul in this playoffs? I really feel like there needs to be more consistency there. But in this case, it worked out in Jimmy Butler's favor. He was perfect at the line, and they went out and won this game like it looks like they're going to go out and win this series.
It's a whole other can of worms to discuss what's a foul and what's not. What is a foul in the Knicks-Pistons series appears to be a lot different than what's a foul in, say, the Lakers-Timberwolves series. That's I think that goes without saying. I'm impressed with Golden State, too. I expected them to improve with Jimmy Butler. I didn't expect Jimmy Butler to be like a guy that can contribute to a championship there right now. I mean, what he did in the second half, it's probably not going to be top of line on his resume because it's the first round and it's against Houston. But that was among the most remarkable performances I've seen in a first round playoff series. Like, not only does he put up points in the second half, but down the stretch, he's defending Steven Adams. Now, Steven Adams is as big and strong as he looks. Like, he looks like a lumberjack out there. And any guard that has run through screens in the NBA will tell you the last guy they want to see coming is Steven Adams. Like, he is a brick wall. And Jimmy Butler is down there in the second half, battling with him in the paint. Like the rebound was impressive. Like against the best, I think they're the best offensive rebounding team in the league. If they're not, they're one of.
Yeah.
Like they're a great offensive rebounding team. Big guys in there, Şengün, Adams, among others. And Jimmy Butler rises above all of them to pull down a rebound that salvages or pulls out the game for him. Like offense, muscling up with Steven Adams for a full quarter or more, and then pulling down that rebound. I mean, this has been the Jimmy Butler experience for the better part of the last couple of months. I will say I am disappointed, though, in Houston. I mean,
really,
I like because I maybe it's because I picked them to win in 6. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, Warriors. I will never doubt you again. I just
we have that on tape, by the way.
I expected more, Rachel. I expected more. Like Jalen Green could have gone one of two ways this series. He could have proven he's a go-to guy and made Rafael Stone, unplug his phone and go on vacation this summer, or he could do what he's done, which is absolutely mail in 3 of the 4 games in this series. The 3 games they've lost, he has been terrible. The 1 game that they won, he was great. He had 38 points in that 1 game. So I am disappointed in the Rockets from that sense. I maybe hoped, I don't think I expect, but I hoped that Jalen Green was going to deliver more for this team. But the fourth quarter, when did he come out in the fourth quarter the other night? Early in the fourth, he came out of the game, and they went with Steven Adams and defensive guys. They went with Amen Thompson. They went with Dylan Brooks. They went with Fred VanVleet, who made some shots for them. I was really disappointed that Jalen Green, for 3 games in this series, has not been able to be the half-court scorer that they need him to be.
But Chris, Jalen Green is 23 years old, and he is not Steph Curry, and he will never be Steph Curry. Jalen Green is 23 years old, and he will frankly never be Jimmy Butler or Draymond Green. Expecting him to be a transcendent player in a series with 3 others on the court, I just think you're asking too much here, don't you think?
No, I don't.
I know he's a number 2 overall pick, but I'm not sure he's that guy at this age.
Okay,
he's not Anthony Edwards' friend.
But 23 is young, but it's not super young.
I get it. As I said, he's not Anthony Edwards. Did you pick him as Anthony Edwards?
But Rachel, isn't there a middle ground between Anthony Edwards and a guy that can't play in the fourth quarter? Game 1, he's 3 of 15, dreadful. Game 2, he's 13 of 25. There's got to be a middle ground between 7 points in game 1 and 38 in game 2. The next 2, he's 4 of 11, 1 of 5 from 3, 9 points. Game 4, 25 minutes, a series low, 3 of 8 from the floor, 1 of 5 from 3, 8 points. He's shooting 31% from 3, which would be much worse if he didn't go 8 of 18 from 3 in game 2. Look, the bottom line is, Rafael Stone and the Rockets front office have talked ad nauseum about wanting to see what this team is and what they need. What they need is a scorer. Period. Yeah. Full stop. I think Jalen Green has at the very least shown us that he is not that guy. And I think based on the result of this series, I wouldn't be surprised one bit if he was shopped hard this summer. That's just my viewpoint
of it.
That's okay.
I think,
yeah.
That's okay. This is a team that has assets. This is a team that can go out and get that guy. And frankly, it looks like they may have their pick. I mean, do you think they're in the best position of anyone to go shopping this summer? When, by the way,
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City still, no matter what. Oklahoma City now and forever.
But
Sam
Oklahoma
Presti,
City,
always.
Oklahoma City, you sound like some people I know in the NBA office that like to text me that.
Right? Cats, I've seen it again and again. Sam Presti, NBA draft.
Okay, but who would you rather have right now in a deal? And we're going down a rabbit hole here, but who would you rather have right now in a deal? Jalen Green or Jalen Williams?
Right. I know. I agree. Yes. Okay. But I'm not sure that Sam Presti is going to take a swing on the level that the Houston Rockets can and should take a swing this summer. I mean, we're going to talk about Giannis in a minute. And look, I have said over and over, I thought he was going to give the Bucks one more season at least. Obviously, Damian Lillard's injury changes that equation because there will be no one more season with Damian Lillard this coming next season. It's not that kind of injury. So are the Rockets taking a swing at him? I mean, I just think that the Rockets finding out for sure that Jalen Green is not going to be the best player on a championship team anytime in the next couple of years, which I'm not sure why they needed this series to know that, Chris Mannix, but maybe. Now they know. and they can make decisions appropriately, and they're loaded for bear this summer, and they have a good team and a great coach and a lot of things going for them. And I think anyone who's a free agent or someone who's in a trade situation who may be asked to sign, said, would you sign here longer term? It's got to be looking at Houston as an appealing place, which we never would have said a couple years ago. I just think all of this is found money for them. I cannot be disappointed in them this week. I just can't.
Yeah, and there are positives to take away. One is that Sengun is a monster. Like he's like good on Draymond Green for getting that stop. I thought that was a bad shot by Sengun. I thought he should have taken a couple more dribbles, gotten inside, not taken kind of a mid-range one-hander. But up until that point, he was awesome. Like he was cooking everybody on that Warriors front line. So they can walk away from this thinking, all right, this guy can be our 1A scorer. I think Amen Thompson is going to develop into a monster as well. Like give him in like 2 more years, there's a chance he's a top 10 player in this league. He's already a great defender. He's already super athletic. And the way he works, like his offensive game is going to polish. He's going to become a consistent-ish three-point shooter who can beat you in a variety of ways. I just think this series shows that Jalen Green ain't it. And if you're building out a team, you've got Thompson, who's going to be there playing big minutes long-term. You've got Sengun long-term. Dylan Brooks, as long as he can play like this, I'd bring Dylan Brooks back as part of that team as well. I would. Jalen Green would be the guy that I dangle, which maybe he would have been anyway. But this kind of to me confirms it that like you're going to need something else to elevate your team to the next level. That's my big takeaway from the Rockets.
Did you see the Draymond numbers on Sengun, by the way? I just thought they were worth saying. So when Draymond defended him, Sengun was 3 of 12, and everyone else was 9 of 16.
Guy Santos didn't have much of a shot. Quentin Post didn't have much of a shot. He was going at him. Good on Draymond. God, he's not what he was probably 4 or 5 years ago because I don't think he's as effective maybe against fives. Like he could do a little bit more 5 years ago. But you still put him in that situation, I'm probably betting on Draymond to get the stop more than I am the guy he's going up against to score. And that's against anybody in this league. It's remarkable how good he is defensively.